Katya's been working with dogs for just a few months. So I think that there's a misconception. People think that if I train the dog or something, that the dog won't listen to the owner. See what she's doing. See how she's controlling Gus. She's working with two different dogs. That's not the case. If the owner does the lessons after the board and train and keeps working with the dog and uses the correct gestures and common sense, like Katya's not letting Gus just do whatever, or Toto. She's controlling both dogs. Toto and Gus are doing reverse retrieve. See how Toto didn't make... She's not putting the object into the receptacle. Katya's making her put the object into the receptacle. Katya has a voice that sounds just like Pam Beesley, by the way. This is not a voice that's real booming. It sounds not even close to being male. It makes it more difficult for chicks. I'm going to tell you the truth, but it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't. You just have to start conditioning the word no in and your negativity with, like, if the dog is e-collar conditioned properly, when she's saying no, she might be using the e-collar so that Gus starts responding to her more like Gus responds to me. Now, with that said, if I'm say I teach the dogs to do something. Say I'm out there and I teach the dogs to do something, and then Katya comes out there and she's going to do the same thing, but I've already gone over it with the dogs. They have to go over it with her, and this is the first time they've done it with her, so it's going to be difficult. But as you see, she's getting success. She's totally getting success. It isn't something that I can, I'm the only one that can do it. That is not the case. See, Gus was going to go do the retrieve, and Katya stopped Gus and made Gus go up to the target. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Is that she's using common sense. If you let the dog just have its way, do it its own way, you just have problems. That goes for a really bad, relationship with a dog. But if you make sure that the dog knows that you're the one calling the shots, and that, see what she's doing, see how she's making Toto complete the task, that makes for a healthy, happy dog. Do you see Toto's body language and Gus's body language? They're loving this. But they're loving it. They're happy doing it. And, just because you see the wagging tail, right, or an excited dog, that doesn't mean that the dog is happy. It just means it's excited. And excitement is where all dogs make mistakes. They bark, lunge, bite, or just don't listen. So if you can push the dog past these points of excitement and teach the dog to be compliant in that excited realm, you end up with something like this, which is, two dogs that are functioning around each other that are compliant. It's not one of those things, I'm telling you the truth, it's not one of those things that I'm the only one that can do it. If I train someone's dog, they do the lessons, they can do the exact same thing that I do and Katya is doing with the dog. See how she's making Gus be compliant. Gus was making a beeline back without the object. Now Gus is screwing around, he's getting in trouble, he's trying to get Toto to come off of her mark and screw around with. She's not letting this happen. You see that stick that she has in her hand? She's not hitting the dogs with that. She might use that to point with, or she could bounce it. You see how she's tapping her foot with it, telling the dog to come to heel? She's pointing with it. She's indicating stuff with the dog. She's making it look like she has a longer arm. That's it. She's not smacking any of the dogs. That's not what those are for. This would be a healing stick. But this really isn't a healing stick. This is a, stalk to a sunflower. It's a very light stick, and they work real great for healing sticks. Healing sticks you can buy at dog training stores. They're not as long. I'm starting to like the sunflower sticks better than actual healing sticks. Healing sticks, same thing. Same thing. You don't hit the dog with it. You can bounce it off the dog's chest. You can tap him with it. But you're not hitting the dog. You never come down on the dog with any type of object. That's how she's casting Toto to go get the object. Toto comes into a tight heel sit.
No.
She's doing great. She now Toto screwed up. Now watch what she does. Watch what Kati does. She said, no, heel. She wanted Toto to go back to, take the object back to the receptacle. She's not letting Toto get away with that. If she did so, she's not helping the dog. We got 4 million dogs dying every year because of nonsense. People need to start making sure that their dog is compliant. It doesn't matter if you have a voice like Katya's that sounds like Pam Beesley. She's still making the dogs be compliant. It's not that difficult, people. It isn't. The dog can still have fun and the human can still have fun. But I'm telling you something. You have to work the dog. You have to work the dog in a repetitious fashion like this. You train the dog. That's what we do. We train the dog to play. But to play, you have to play by the rules.
Yes.
You can't just do it your own way, dog. We don't want these dogs getting in trouble.
No.
That's what it's about. And also, once the dog learns to do this, you're sort of obligated. You're signing a contract with the dog. They can do this, so you're obligated. You need to work with the dog. And dog training is the lifetime of the dog. Look at Toto. Watch her. She's probably going to spin into a real tight heel. Sit. Good girl.